It doesn't make sense for people to be out here when there are 200,000 vacant units. But the concept of community and love doesn't die out when you're houseless. For the weeks that you're here or the months that it takes to get you on Section 8, it still doesn't make sense not to have a community. That's not an economic thing. You know, people are still people, and we still need that love that comes from community.
Someone from the city came to relay a message to say we have 7 days before we have to evacuate and leave the park. Where are we gonna go?
Welcome to Echo Park, where I've been living for the past 4 or 5 months out here. This is our living room. Yeah. What's up? I was working, trying to find my way in the rat race for a lot of years, going job to job, just enough money to make this month's rent, and then just enough money to find some other month's rent. And I was just living that life nonstop. I was working in a hostel for a few years, and then they fired me and I became homeless.
Back in November of 2019, a group came in who were harassed out of other parts of LA, and they heard about Echo Park Lake being a nice, hospitable place. They came and set up camp, and immediately they were harassed by the cops. You can't be here, you gotta get out of here. Multiple attempts by the city with police, park rangers, and sanitation to sweep them out. And every time the community mobilized 60 to 100 people with signs to surround them and have the residents leading the way, chanting services, not sweeps.
My name's Paige. I'm an artist and a plant lover. I helped start the community garden with everybody here, and it's really part of a bigger initiative of community building, connection, empathy, growth. Yeah. And then you just gotta come back here and water them, and you'll see them grow in maybe a couple weeks. This is my neighborhood, and these are my neighbors. So we're all humans and live here together, and I'm happy to do this together with everyone here.
For those that have come to the park now, as opposed to recent months in the past and before, you may have noticed an increase in tents. And this is due to COVID. People can no longer afford to pay their rent, whatever life situation they're in. So they make their way out here with nowhere to go. And in here, we accept all people from all walks of life. If you come hungry with no tent to protect you from the elements and nothing to your name, we're gonna get you started. We're gonna get you a tent, get you some blankets and a sleeping bag, get you some food, and we're gonna fix that mindset and remind you that you're not less than, that in fact nothing has changed due to your economic situation, and boom, get you right back on that hunt to escape this position. And now we have community dinners. Y'all will witness that later tonight.
This is our kitchen. Everything in here is donations, everything.
We got 2 showers, the one we built and then the one we bought from Walmart. Mayor Gar said he cut the funding for the shelter showers, and then he cut the funding for the mobile shower unit and COVID, so there's no gyms to sign up to take a shower in. So we built one. What we'll do is we'll take all of our bottles that we finished, put it in recycling, and then that way people can turn a profit off of the recycles, making it easier than just going in the trash can to dig for it. We've been able to sort of make an economy with it. Pay people out to run the pantry, so when the donations come, they can set it up in the pantry tent, and when people from all over come needing things like blankets and water, we got someone handing it out to them. And because we're actually here, we know what's actually needed. So what we're trying to do, and we're still working our way towards it, but create an inventory. So then to all the good-hearted folks out there that want to somehow do something about this homeless epidemic, we have better communication of what can actually help.
This is where we log everything in, comes in, everything that goes out, everything gets logged in. Everybody's held accountable. There's no misappropriation of funds. People are learning, because it's also a learning experience. If you never had job etiquette, now you have it. Now you learn. You learn how to work. You learn how to be social with people. But I know people misconstrued what being homeless is all about. Me, for example, I thought people homeless were dirtbags. And it's my first time being homeless, and it's not what I thought. It's the opposite.
We're paying people at $10 an hour, 40 bucks a day, cap at a 200 cap a week, just for now. And as more donations come, we can hire more people. more and more people. Right now we have a solid 9 people working, and it ranges between 9 to 12. So we can just pay people to manage the area we live in. We'll pick up the trash, we'll do all these things while we're trying to escape poverty.
We are trying to build relationships with the people around us as we make our way out of poverty. But all these side threats, all these you have 1 week to go, it's tough to focus on leaving poverty when in the back of your mind, you know the city's coming in a week.
And they showed up in force one day in February and said, we're here to take bulky items. And some of the residents here said, you know, oh, well, what the hell? Why do you need to take bulky items? You know, why are you taking my chair? And the park ranger chief walked up to Devon Brown and said, why don't you get the out of here, to his face. Escalating the situation, escalating tensions. They took people's chairs, grills, things that they needed. And suddenly out of nowhere, as Devon was just arguing verbally with them, they decided, you're under arrest. And he said, for what? And was backing up for what?
Put your hands behind your back! Holy shit! Hey, who's moving? Who's moving? Put your arms behind your back!
They piled onto him and arrested Devon Brown for battery, charging him for battery. He didn't touch anybody.
My only crime is being homeless. If you look at my record, there's nothing on my record. I'm a college student, a student athlete, a basketball player. I'm not a criminal. So I've been arrested 3 times this year and put in cuffs over probably 10 times just for standing up for my right to live.
Their idea is that they think they can just erase homelessness. They can push folks out of sight and into darker corners and into jails instead of actually giving them housing. And folks have risen up all over the city to say, no, we're watching what you're doing and you're violating people's rights. While people are forced to live in public spaces, they should have a right to survive in those public spaces. If they don't have anywhere to go at night, if they don't have a bed to go home to, they gotta sleep somewhere. You can't criminalize folks for that.
Wait a minute. The neighbors are complaining about us here, and the police are complaining about us here, and the city district is complaining about us here. But if I moved over there, those neighbors would complain about us, those local police would complain about us, and that city district would complain about us. So it's a pass-around game. Until you give us a reasonable alternative of where to go, we're not gonna leave, because there's nowhere else to go. I'm gonna just kickstart this prayer, and then let's get to eating. All right. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.